Hey everybody, this is your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. That's right. I'm satisfied. And today, I want to welcome you to the first segment of Solution Driven. As many of you know who have been following me, I had a show called Solution Sundays. Well, I can't do that on Sundays anymore because I'm really dedicating that day to my family. But I am starting Solution Driven. So if you have a question about your marriage or your dating relationship and you just can't figure out what to do, I want you to submit your request. Try to keep it small, short as possible with as many details as possible. You can inbox me here, right here on Facebook, and we will go live. I will go live with the answer and you will remain anonymous. So today we have our first question for Solution Driven. And as many of you may know, that I have my own YouTube page, which is called Solving Your Marriage Problems with Mrs. Toy Banks. Please go over to my YouTube page and click the subscribe button so you can receive notifications for those videos. So let's get into this because y'all might want to know something about me. I'm a champion for great husbands, okay? And so I have a very high respect for marriages. And my answer will prove that today. So we have a question from someone. She said, "Hello, Mrs. Toy Banks. Thank you for your videos. Very helpful with marriage. I have been having an issue that's been driving me insane. Overthinking the situation. I am in between my husband and my family." Anybody out there between your husband and your family? Your family is just giving you the flux about your spouse? Okay. This is going to be a good video for you. They say, "I do understand how my husband feels." So she understands how her husband feels, how her husband feels. She said, "And I do defend him." Well, praise God. I'm glad to hear that. She says, "My husband has always been respectful to my family." He's been respectful to the family. That's good, husband. I like that. "But it isn't enough for my family." That family, boy, them family members, never enough, just never enough. She said, "But it isn't enough for my family. They have issues. Y'all know some of y'all family members got some issues. And now your spouse is married into the issue family. And now they got to deal with it. She said they have issues. "In the past, they have been disrespectful towards my husband. So now my mother is coming for the holidays." I'm assuming that the mother is coming from out of town and she's going to be joining the family for the holidays. She said, "My husband doesn't want to be around them." Well, I wouldn't either. Because guess what? Men don't like to be in environments where they are being disrespected. So you shouldn't be shocked, about that. I was eating something. I'm sorry, y'all. She said, "So now my mom is coming for the holidays. My husband doesn't want to be around them. He now feels unwelcome." Yeah, that's how you feel when you're being disrespected. "I understand. I don't force any pressure on him. I just want a correct answer on if I should go visit my family, leaving my husband behind. Of course, I'm going to hear the negative talk that my family has to say if I don't show up. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know the right thing to do." Hey, y'all, what should she do? Should she go to the family function all by herself on the holiday and leave her husband alone to eat the turkey and dressing by herself? Should he do that? Or should she stay home with her husband and enjoy a nice Thanksgiving dinner with her husband? What do you think? Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly not only what I think, but what is righteous. That's what we should always be thinking. What is the righteous thing to do, not what is right to do? Because what is right in someone's mind might not be righteous to do according to the word of God. And if you want to do things God's way, you want to honor his word. So first of all, I want to say this. When we married, walked down that aisle, we made a commitment to one another. And the two became one. So now wherever I go, my husband is right there with me. Even if he's not physically there, He's right there with me. And everywhere he goes, whether I'm physically there with him or I'm not, I am with him. That's just the truth of the matter. Now, I know you love your family members, and I do too. I love my mama, love my daddy, love my siblings, right? But when I married, I abandoned that part of my life and made something much more superior. And that's the man who I've dedicated my life to, who I made a vow and said, hey, I'm giving my life to you. You number one now. You're my husband. With that, there's some choices that have to make now that you're on the other side of the ring. You're married now. You're no longer single. You're one with your spouse. I'm going to give you a little testimony here. We had a situation in our family, my husband's side, where it got back to me that it was a wedding going on in the family, and it got back to me that I was unwanted. And what got back to me was, hey, how can we figure out how to invite Sean but not Toy? First of all, you got to know something about me. One, I don't ever want to be anywhere that I'm not wanted. And guess what? I'm not excited to be around anybody that bad. Never am I excited to be around. I don't care about going to a wedding. I don't. And when I find out that I'm not welcomed, I really don't want to go. But the moment and the second that you deleted me out of the invitation, you also deleted my husband out as well. So I want you as the wife, if you're watching this, I want you to ask yourself this. If the tables were turned and his family was disrespecting you every time you came over, they're talking down on you, calling you out your name, saying things derogatory. You know how people say them little side little stuff to aggravate you, getting into an argument with you. If they were always doing that and your husband sat by and just let it happen, would you be okay with that? If you found out that they really don't want you at the Thanksgiving, at the Christmas dinner, but then your husband go and leave you at home, would you be okay with that? Sometimes we just need to ask ourselves first, how would I feel if I was in his shoes? Well, I'm going to tell you how I would feel. Teed off if you left and went. I would be so upset that you went to a party where I was not accepted, wanted, where I was rejected. I would be upset, and I have a right to be. Your spouse would have a right to be. So what do? Well, when you walk down that aisle, boo-boo, you already chose. You already made your decision right then and there. You chose your husband. Listen, I don't care how your parents feel about your husband. That's your husband. They don't have to like him. They don't have to care for them. They don't have to live with him, lay with them, but you do. You do. You do have to care. You do have to lay with him, and you do have to respect them, right? And one of the ways you can show respect in this situation is, first of all, sending a memo out to all of your family members. Hear ye. I got an announcement to make. Number one, you don't have to like my husband. I don't care if you don't like him. But what you will do is you will respect him. Period. In my presence, you will always respect him. If you have a problem with that, lose my number. Don't call my name, okay? Because I don't care. I will not invite you to my house, and please do not invite me to yours, because you will respect my husband. You will do that. And you're going to do that even in my presence. So if he's not welcome at the Thanksgiving dinner, at the Christmas dinner, neither am I. If you can't hold your feelings back for one meal, I don't care if you don't like him. But if I'm coming, he's coming. And if he's not coming, neither am I. How would I look getting dressed for Thanksgiving morning, going to the family's dinner, and leaving you right there in the bed alone? That don't even sound right. That's wrong. Come on, y'all. We know that's wrong, right? Would you leave your spouse at home while you over there eating sweet potato pie, eating the dressing? You over there, with your family who you know can't stand your spouse. Here's what's going to happen if you go to that party. You go to that party without him, they're going to continue to disrespect him. Why? Because you gave them the baton to do it. You gave them the right to do it. You told them when you showed up that you can cause division in my marriage, and I'm going to let you. I'm going to separate myself from my husband, divide that, and come over here with you guys, even though I know you dishonor my husband. You're telling them, you're giving them the right to cause division in your home. Something that my husband and I decided early on in our marriage, and this we have never got wrong. Out of the things that we got wrong in the first 10 years of our marriage, this is one thing we never got wrong. We never allow. My husband said, listen, you keep your family at bay, and I keep my family at bay. But the moment your family cross you and get to me, I'm going to handle your family. Because what we're not going to do, if we have disagreements in our marriage, which you're going to have, it won't be because somebody out on the other side of that door. It will be because of the disagreement that we had with one another. But we're not about to argue about folks on the other side of that door. We're not letting you in our business. We're not letting you make no decisions in this here household. We're not letting you come in between our marriage and cause discord with us. I'm not about to let it happen. So that we can have sexless nights? No. So that we can be argued all the time? No. So that we can be frustrated and aggravated? No. I'm not giving you that power. And when you walk over there and leave your husband at home, you're giving them that power. And listen, I'm just going to warn you, it's going to be very uncomfortable for a while, okay? And they're going to talk about you at the party anyway. So who cares? You said, well, I know they're going to talk about me. She says, of course, I'm going to hear the negative talk that my family has to say if I don't show up. So we too grown to care. When you get real grown, somebody say real grown, hashtag real grown. When you get real grown, you can care less about how people feel about you and your marriage. And I don't care if your husband has a reason to be unliked. I don't care if they don't like something he said to you or whatever. That's still your husband. You married him, and so you have to respect him. Period. You got troubles in your marriage? Go get some coaching. It's out there and it's available. You can go to my website. We offer coaching as well. But if your family, you said he's always been respectful towards them. He's always been respectful towards them, but yet they keep disrespecting them. How do they get that opportunity? They get that opportunity because you're giving it to them. Take that opportunity off the table. And I will send a group text to all of them. And whoever has something negative to say will be blocked after that moment. Well, I don't care what you say. I don't like that food. Blocked. Well, I just won't come over your house. Blocked. I can't stand that food. He make me blocked. You're blocked. Because I've decided, I went down the aisle and I made a vow to this man through the good times and the bad times. And the bad times is y'all family members that's bad, evil, nasty, mean. You don't have to like them, but you should at least respect them. I don't care if you think that she shouldn't have married him or we don't care about none of that. That is that person's spouse, and you and your family, you have to hold them accountable for respecting your spouse. So yes, there's going to be a time where they're talking about you and I can't believe, and your mother is going to be hurt. Your mom's going to, now I need you to do this. Listen, I'm not asking anybody to do this in a disrespectful way. I'm not telling you to be rude, because that's not what we as believers are. I'm not telling you to be disrespectful to your mama and daddy. You should never do that. God says, honor your parents as unto the Lord, so that it will go well with you. But here's the deal, and here's what you got to understand. Your husband trumps your parents. Your husband trumps your parents. Your husband's down, your parents are down the line now. We're supposed to honor them. We're supposed to respect them, but we also need to demand of our parents to respect our spouse. And my mother or my father cannot enter that door if they refuse to respect my spouse. I'm not going to let it happen. The moment and the second. And here's what you have to do, because you know they're going to try you. You know them family members, they can get a little ignorant, right? Y'all know, not ignorant, right? That's how they get, right? So the moment and the second you at the table and they start to disrespect them, don't say nothing. You're talking too much. Don't say nothing. Don't say anything. Just politely get up and say, hey, Mom, I love you. It was great seeing you all. Hey, y'all have a good day now. And out the door. And every time you go to a function with him and they do that, you politely get up. Hey, y'all, really nice seeing everybody. Love y'all. Have a good one. Because they're going to learn. There's going to be this pattern that you show them. That the moment in a second you dishonor or disrespect my spouse, deuces, I'm out. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not fighting with you about this. I'm not going to get in this match about going back and forth. See, y'all start fights and all of that. That is totally unnecessary. They can talk all they want. They can scream all they want. They can call names all they want. And as they do that, walk out the door. And you know what that's going to show your husband? That you have a high level of respect for him. Your husband is going to be so proud that his wife had his back. Just like you want him to have your back in front of your family members, in front of your nasty mama, in front of your mean daddy or siblings. If you want him to have your back, it's time for you to have his. The Bible says a house divided cannot stand. If you allow your family members to come in and divide you, that will be your own fault. Now, what are we? October? Thanksgiving is at the end of November. So if I were you, I would go ahead and type that text or email or however you want to do it. I would type that up right now because we got a little time before Thanksgiving to see how they're going to respond to this letter. Now, if they respond respectfully, then you and your husband should go to the dinner if that's what you and him decide to do. That decision should not be made outside of the home. That decision should be made with him. And he should not feel pulled if your husband says, listen, babe, I don't feel comfortable. Your family doesn't want me there. But babe, you can go ahead. I still wouldn't go. I'm not going. I'm going to stay there with my husband and I'm going to let him know I got you all the way. And I understand why you wouldn't want to be there. Listen, I love my family. I do. I love the dinners that we have. I like the, all the partying we do. We do the karaoke. We have some fun. We do the gestures game and all of that. But here's the deal. I got to go back home to a man. And that man, I want him to feel loved, respected, and honored in my eyes. And the way I do that is by demanding respect and honor from my family members. And when they refuse to do that, they refuse me and my husband's presence in their presence. So listen, this is an open and shut door. The truth of the matter is you got to stand strong in front of your family members and demand respect. And over time, I remember, and that situation in my husband's family was healed. We got through it. There was misunderstandings and all of that. But guess what? My husband did not go to that wedding. He did not. Early on in my marriage, my mother-in-law and I did not get along. But I continued to show her love. But guess what my husband did? Demanded respect. He demanded his sister, his mother, his family members. He demanded all of them. You will respect my wife. He stood up for me. And I was so proud of that. And I demand the same thing out of my family. This is why everybody in the family knows they have never been able to come in and do anything in this marriage. Nothing. Because we're not going to allow it. Listen, marriage already has its own set of problems with no one extra in it. Just you and him are going to already have troubles. When you let family members get in your business and start dictating what you and him should do, then you're just adding a world of extra problems that you shouldn't even have to be dealing with. Stand strong in the face of your family for your husband, for your wife. Because if you don't, you're going to be over there sleeping with your mom, boo. You're going to be over there at your brother's house sleeping in his daughter's bunk bed. You're going to be up on the top bunk bed because you let them destroy your marriage. You're going to be sharing their toilet with them. That's what you're going to be doing when you don't stand strong in your marriage. You're going to be sharing their sinks. You're going to be over there trying to figure out how to start your whole life over. Why? Because of your mama? Because of your sisters? Because of your brothers? No, let it not be so. Don't let me hear about none of y'all marriage falling apart because you let your mama or your daddy come in and destroy everything. And listen, let me just add this little piece before I go. Isn't it interesting that the very people that cause discord in your marriage are married, happy, and if you dare get into their business, they will cut you two hoes. They will cut you two hoes. But they all up in your business. And then you got the single folks or the divorced folks all up in your business. You can't even keep a relationship going. And you gonna tell me how to treat my husband? Girl, if you don't go, if you don't get out of my face with your divorced self. And listen, divorce happens. But what you're not going to do as a divorced person is come in my marriage and try to put me in the same position you're in. Not going to let it happen. And it's up to us, those who are married, you the one that's husband, wife, it's up to us to keep them on the other side of this door, to keep them out of our business, which means you got to stop telling them all your business. There's only certain people that are very close to you the only kind of people that you should be sharing your business with is the ones that's going to pray with you, the ones who love both you and your spouse. They got you and your spouse interests in hand. They don't just like you. They like both of you. They like your family. Those are the people you can go to because they're going to pray with you and they're going to tell you what to do. Girl, you need to apologize. You need to, make this right. You need to make peace. They're going to get down in the trenches with you in order to build your marriage. And if they're not willing to do that, if you notice that your spouse don't like your friend, boo, your friend takes a back seat to your marriage. Your spouse always wins over your family, over your friends. All day. The only person he don't win over is God himself. First God, then my spouse. Period. Everybody else, children after that. And listen, it's God, my spouse, my children, and then everybody falls somewhere up under there. Okay? But my spouse, y'all better leave my husband alone. Don't matter. You got something to say. I'm going to walk you straight out that door so quick. You better hope I don't throw you out. All right, y'all. I'm up out of here. Do the right thing. Keep your marriage together. Continue to pray. Come together with you and your spouse and pray. Come together with your friends and pray for your marriage because, listen, marriage is under attack. If you look around, divorce is on the rise. People done quarantine and now they coming out single instead of married. So come on and let's pray for married couples all around the world. But one thing I want you to do is keep your family out your business and don't allow your family to divide your marriage. So if you have a question, you have an issue, you're like, Toy, I got an issue in my marriage and I just don't know what to do. Go ahead and inbox me here right on Facebook. And so the next solution-driven section show could be about you and your situation, but no one would know because you are going to remain anonymous, okay? So go ahead and listen, keep it short. Don't be writing me no novel, y'all. Don't write me 20 pages. I don't have time. I got 4 kids and a husband, all right? I love y'all and I want to help. but don't send me a novel. All right, thank y'all for joining me. Thank you for your comments. If you want to see more videos, go over to YouTube. Subscribe to Solving Your Marriage Problems with Mrs. Toy Banks. I'm your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. That's right, that's right. And I pray that you are satisfied in your marriage. God bless. Have a great day.